Hi, it's Carol from UNI KEY Health, and I am here with Tracy, our testing coordinator. And today we want to talk to you about one of our unique offerings here at UNI KEY, and that is our tissue mineral analysis test. And it is a test that uses a hair sample that to evaluate your levels of 29 different minerals and heavy metals. Tracy, what are some of the things that what are some of the reasons someone should consider doing this test?
Because there's an intricate process of mineral balance. And if somebody's got any kind of symptom that can show, they want to find out where their minerals are, not only their calcium, the magnesium, where it all sits, because it directly affects the biochemical processes in your body. So a lot of times it's because they want to check to see if they are copper toxic, or if they have too much iron, if they've got lead or mercury or zinc, or any of the metals at all, including of course heavy metals testing. And a lot of people do have symptoms of toxicity, so they want to check that balance. The other thing I love about the tissue mineral analysis is it will give you a really good indication of your overall adrenal health and thyroid health, which is intricately involved, as you know, in not only hormone output, but where your minerals are at overall. So,
yeah, exactly. And is this something that can kids do this? Can what ages can do this test, men and women?
Yeah, I've tested, we've had tests come in from a 2-year-old. Mom wanted to check the mineral status of her 2-year-old child. People who you'll find oftentimes people with conditions like this being on the spectrum, or they want to find out what's going on with the minerals as a result. There can be a very direct correlation between overall health and that. Yeah. We test for people in their 80s. I mean, I've done some.
We've had some pets, haven't we?
And we keep new pets. You can definitely do pets.
So, and I think what's fascinating about it is that, it's such an easy way to test. I have a 5-year-old, now 6-year-old actually, but we actually tested him last year. We were kind of dealing with some health stuff for him that we were wanting to kind of get on track with. And I, stole some hair from his haircut. And it was very easy and painless for him, of course, a lot better than a blood test.
Right.
And we were able to find out that he had some major deficiencies in magnesium and zinc and calcium. And he was even doing we were doing a lot of kids' vitamins that we thought were helpful, but that was not doing the trick. So that once we started supplementing with those minerals from the test, from the results of the test, it was like an overnight change, overnight results. And it's been amazing. He has grown so much because the zinc is a big growth thing. But just calmer and, all the things that are so helpful with the magnesium and the calcium. It's been great for him. So I can't say enough good things about this test. Now, how does somebody collect a sample of their hair? Like, how much hair are we talking about here?
We're talking about, and that's important because we don't want insufficient amounts. And sometimes people will think it's just a couple of strands, when indeed, all you're doing is, just taking the back of your hair so that it's not noticeable, and have your hairdresser do it, or somebody that that can
and you
help
want new growth, right?
You want new growth,
right,
so
from the root.
The most recent, within the last 3 months per se. And just take just enough. It's close to the scalp, but obviously you're just taking about an inch, maybe an inch and a half of that, and putting it in an envelope, sending it off to the lab. A brilliant mastermind behind Trace Elements, and we've been, as a company, working with Trace Elements directly for years.
As long as I've been around UNI KEY, so many years.
It's been a great relationship. Ann Louise Gittleman is working with him directly, and then therefore I work with him as well. Is just incredibly knowledgeable, and has written books on the subject of mineral imbalances and how easy it is to find those imbalances and correct them.
So once someone sends their hair off to the lab does their testing.
Right.
What do the results look like? What comes with the test?
The test results, I can show just a brief page. It comes anywhere from 14 to 23 pages or so.
It's a big packet of information. Yeah.
So it's going to look like this. It's just a basic, that's just the front page. So this will tell you where your nutrition elements are, the toxic elements. So there's a couple of pages of just graphs that it's very thorough and very, very detailed. So when you see it, it can be overwhelming because you're like, what does all of this mean? It can actually tell you if you're a fast digester, if you have fast metabolic type or slow, which means you're either parasympathetic or sympathetic dominance. And that's hard to understand it. To unravel all of that, you'll have me on the other side with a complimentary interpretation of your results so that I can go over them and personalize them for you.
I hear her a lot on the consultations, and she gives a great review and analysis and has a lot of really good insight into helping you to sort of determine what all of the ratios mean and what all the different numbers mean, because, you can look through it and very easily see, oh, this looks normal, this is low, but she can really add so much more depth to that information and really give you a much deeper analysis that is so valuable.
Things that you might not notice. Like for just one example, a lot of people who are on a ton of antacids, they might have GERD. They are finding out that they are supposed to suppress stomach acid, where indeed this test can actually determine whether or not, if you're a slow digester, most cases you're going to need hydrochloric acid. You need to add stomach acid to digest your proteins. Those are things that come out of this report that you would never put two and two together otherwise and guess. So it's really impressive in that regard.
No, that's amazing. And so if someone wants to get started and do this test, what do they need to do?
They do need to do is go to unikeyhealth.com, or you can call us at the 800-888-5343.
4353. 800-888-4353.
I know that.
Okay, we don't have to call it. We answer it. We don't call it. So it's okay. But yes, give us a call or go to unikeyhealth.com and you can order your test kit, and we will send it right out to you, and you can get that one off to the lab, and they're very quick with the results usually.
They really are. I've got some test results I'm working on as we speak that just came in this morning. They will be with the patient by the end of today. So we like the process that we've got going here, and it's smooth. So and you'll get a nice easy link with your email that will come to you. All you need to do is click that on, and it'll give you a schedule that you can schedule a time with me.
Perfect. So it's easy, it's quick and simple, and you should order your test kit today and get started.